Shalom, call all y'all about Shin Shah. Shalom to the elect. And we say the elect because the elect is who the 144,000 are. Now I'm going to pull a scripture also, real quick before I let this video play. Because you have others as well, but the elect is just going to be the governing body, those who you would call the saints of the Most High, the Israel of Israel, so to speak. Now, it's in the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. It says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but a third shall be left therein." I'm going to read on some more too, just to back up what else supposed to take place. Now, it says in verse 9, it says, "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name," because you got to know the name once again. It says, "And I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power." Now, you can't just call somebody if you don't know the name. And if you calling a name that's not familiar, how you gonna hear you? But see, that's why this right here, this is a gift, man. Like I was talking to some older people or whatever, and we was just discussing certain stuff. And they was happy that I knew it. The one lady said, "How old are you?" I'm like, just 29, but hey, wisdom is not defined by how old you are. There's people that's 70 years old and still don't know what the fuck going on. And you got some people that's young and don't know what's going on, and vice versa. But this right here, I was just scrolling through some different videos, whatever, just seeing what's online, doing my little search like I normally do. And I happened to stumble across this, and it says, "Who are the 144,000 in Revelation?" Now, this place where this guy went to is Southern Seminary, which I was looking at one of the elder videos, and it's talking about different topics or whatever, mainly about that damn demon vocabulary going around trying to deter the truth from going out, which don't work at all. If anything, he just bring more attention to it. But this Southern Cemetery School, because that's what it really is, because they bugged out and they dead in the spirit, because they don't really have the spirit to know what's going on. In this video right here, and it's another one I got queued up. You'll see why. Now listen to what this guy said. And the scriptures clearly let you know who was talking about.
Many interpreters understand the reference to be literal. After all,
this is a professor, right?
There's 12 tribes of the sons of Israel, and he lists 12,000 from each tribe. I think to many people it seems clear from that we have a literal reference to a literal 144,000, and that they're literally from Israel. And I have respect for that view. However, I don't think that view is convincing. I would actually argue that the 144,000 is a symbolic number, and that the reference to the 12 tribes of Israel is also symbolic.
But look, that's not what the scripture said, though. This guy supposed to went to a seminary school. Let me go to the book of Revelation real quick. See, these little scholars, man, they're a fucking joke. And people that listen to them and actually believe them. I'm going to this real quick. Book of Revelation. But you have people that see that, they be like, "Oh, he a professor." That's what they like, though. They like seeing that shit like that. Now, the reason why all this destruction ain't really fully took place yet, you see something happening because the elect is actually being sealed. The 144,000 sealed. It's not symbolic. It's exact. It's the Most High deal with precision. That's how you get in. And if you go through these scriptures and actually analyze what's going on, it's clear as day why you deal with certain stuff in a certain manner. Let me read this. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 1. It says, it says, and after all these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth. And the winds it's talking about is the winds of destruction, whether it be from the nuclear destruction or famines, plagues, civil war. Esau coming down with their troops because people don't want to take the RFID chip or whatever scenario may be. That's the winds it's talking about, their destruction. It says that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. It says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having a seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And that seal is basically knowing the name and knowing that you are of Israel, and you're not calling yourself African American, you're not running around calling yourself black, and so on and so on. No, it goes down, and it says clearly 144,000 sealed. Back when I read in Zechariah, when it goes into that 1/3, it's talking about other people that join unto those people. Because when you read stories like with Lot, for instance, or Noah, they people wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for them, for them having the faith that they had, ultimately being elected to be that person to make it. But they was joined unto them. So simultaneously, that's going to happen with the 144,000, because people have families, they have women, kids, whatever the scenario may be. Now, verse 4 says, and I heard a number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Now, if this is symbolic, why does it say of all the tribes of the children of Israel? Why ain't it say this is symbolism for the children of Israel? With these scholars, man, hey, these scholars are fucking joke. Let's play some more.
And it represents the church, or another way to put it is that it represents all believers. Why do I think that? And the first reason is...
See, that's why... Let me get this word, just for edification's sake. Say why I think that. He's supposed to be a scholar. He's not supposed to be thinking. He's supposed to be knowing. No. Thinking and shit. See, most I want us to be sure. He don't want us to be thinking. No. Think, the definition of think, says have a particular opinion, belief, or idea about something or someone. But that don't mean it's accurate. Now, let me go into the word no. You know, we know what these words mean, but I just want to pull it up to get the full spectrum of it. It says, be aware of thorough observation. So this guy right here, he supposed to be a scholar. He's not giving no thorough observation, because he's talking about what he think. He don't know. It says, inquiry or information. And it goes down to some more. Talking about a relationship and all that, which I ain't looking for that. But this guy, he don't know what the fuck going on. And he wasted his money at this southern cemetery school.
That's the way chapter 6 ends. Chapter 6 ends with a statement of God's wrath that is coming upon the world. And the author tells us, and who is able to stand?
The elect. That's why the scriptures talk about the elect.
Who is
the elect being delivered? The angels going to gather the elect. That's who's going to be able to stand.
able to stand when God's wrath is poured out? That's the question.
That's why it says, let me go back up. Back in verse 3 in the book of Revelation. And I'm going to go into verse 6 too, since he mentioned that. It's in the book of Revelation. Back in chapter 7 and verse 3, it says, this is what the angel was saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. So even though all this destruction going to take place, we're going to have some people that's actually sealed but not die. Because everybody always be like, everybody got to die or whatever. No, when this go down, everybody ain't going to die. It's going to be an elect, a remnant.
And I think chapter 7 answers that question.
You fucking right, Esau. It answered it right here, right in the beginning. But he don't know this though. He thinking. Let's see what else he's got to think.
Those who are able to stand are those who are sealed.
But is it symbolically who's sealed? Or is it who's actually sealed?
Protected by God. And those who are sealed and protected by God are the 144,000. And I think it's most natural to say that refers to all Christians.
See, that ain't what the scriptures say. They don't say no all Christians. What does scripture say, right? Let me read on down in the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 5. It says, of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin was sealed 12,000. Now, where I don't see what he talking about. Where he getting this information from? Refers to. No, it ain't what they're saying it refers to. And then simultaneously, part of the reason why Esau want to chip everybody, but it's RFID chipping everybody, because they trying to see who is who. They trying to monitor everybody. They want to be able to kill people off, so to speak, at any given moment. Because that chip deeper than just you buying and selling and having your information on there. They actually got a shut off mechanism in that damn chip. So a lot of people that take it, they're going to get sicker, because a lot of people already are sick. And Esau, when they shut you down, they're going to shut you down. Just with that RFID chip. And the elect not taking that chip. That's part of the way they're getting up out of it. And it's already put in their spirit for them not to do that anyway. Now, this is what I'm talking about right here with the great multitude. You have people with this Gentile, confusion going on, because they don't really understand that Gentile is a double meaning word. Because you have Gentile meaning actual heathens, whether it be a Japanese person or Indonesian person, Malaysian, Korean, whatever. They will be a heathen, a Gentile. But you have our people that go live in Japan or be born in Japan, speak fluent Japanese, eat like Japanese people, wear their clothing. They would be considered Gentiles too, because they living in a Gentile way. They're not living in their actual way, how they supposed to be living. So when the scriptures talk about the Gentiles, that's exactly what it's talking about. That's a double meaning word. And that's basic English. You paid attention to damn English class, it'll teach you how one word could mean damn near 10 different things. But people like to be simple though and don't look into this. Let me read on some more. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 9. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and all kindreds and all people and tongues stood before the throne. And the reason why I say all nations, because our people are actually scattered through all nations. So you can have somebody from the tribe of Levi, like this. Oh, let me pull up a prime example. That one girl, Naomi Osaka, I think that's her name. The girl that played tennis. Now, she over there, what over there in Asia or somewhere, in Japan? Let me look it up. She was born in Japan. She would be considered a Gentile, but ultimately she's of Israel, because who was her father? Let's go to who her father is. So that's why they've been giving her so much flack, because she's not going by her mother nationality. She's going by her father nationality. Was he a Levite? He a Haitian, so to speak. So they've been fucking with her like real heavy though, and she been doing little stuff or whatever. I don't really follow too much of the tennis, but I just so happened to see her, and I was like, dang, who's this woman? She supposed to be getting off or whatever in the tennis and stuff. And that's why she's so skilled and got so much flavor, because like the scriptures say, Israel is the salt of the earth. Just like how you got Venus and Serena wrecking shop. She wrecking shop too. So it's going to be people that look like this that get delivered. And you're like, damn, that's a damn Ammonite, a Japanese person, a Moabite, Chinese person, or whatever. You're going to have people that look like Esau getting delivered. That's what's going to make it even funnier. You're going to look like, what the fuck he doing getting beamed up? Because you have our people with this color thing. It's deeper than just color. Our people spread everywhere. Like the parable with the wheats and the tares. But yeah, let me get that real quick. Let me pull this up in another tab. I was gonna try to make this video kind of short, but might be a little lengthy on this one. It's the book of Matthew chapter 13 and verse 38. It says, the field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. Now, during slavery and all this other stuff, yeah, Esau coming in, like, I was talking to this woman about this movie, and what's the name of that movie? Birth of a Nation. How you had the slave masters and shit, they having parties, and a man have his wife, she is serving, she giving out drinks and food and shit, and one of Esau's little buddies be like, oh man, I like her. Go get her go fetch her for me or whatever. You know how they talk or whatever back then. Go fetch that gal. And that's your woman. You a fucking slave. You can't do shit. And if you try to revolt, they gonna fuck you up, hang you, or they do that buck breaking shit. So most men, they was just like, all right, and be crying or whatever, be sad while their woman getting knocked off by Esau. And what come after that? Tears. So you have a lot of people that's mixed all around the world. So you see people, they might look like someone outside, but that's not exactly what they are. You have to know their lineage, who their father is. I'm going to let this play some more.
Secondly, the 144,000, they're not only described in Revelation chapter 7, but we also see them described in Revelation chapter 14. And there the 144,000 are described as the redeemed of the earth. So that's a description of the 144,000. And I think that's a comprehensive description. That's what it means to be a Christian. They're not described as Israel, but the redeemed.
Yeah. But what did the scripture say right, man? See, that's why you have to read this. The book of Revelation clearly tell you, blessed is he that readeth. Because if you just listening, you might not be too blessed. You better pick that up and start reading. Now it says,